Hi guys, okay, William here. So welcome to Tons and Speed, and today we're gonna go on with a third video related to car brands in Malaysia. So I think previously we have talked about Toyota, and we also have covered about Honda, and today we're gonna talk about another perennial name in the Japanese brands of automotive makers in Malaysia. So today we're gonna talk about Nissan. Yes, I think if you are following the automotive scene closely, you probably would have heard a lot about Nissan, especially in the past, maybe half a year to a year. Yeah, because of their, the previous CEO of the Alliance, okay, this Carlos Ghosn. Yeah, his name is pronounced Ghosn, okay. So, well, he was somewhat said to be caught, okay, stealing funds from the alliance, to fund his lifestyle and things like that, or and also running from taxes and all that, okay. But there's nothing for sure yet whether he's actually the person who actually ran off with money and things like that. But we can only tell perhaps later on as time takes its course. But let's talk about Nissan previously in Malaysia. Okay, previously I believe they were actually one of the powerhouse of Japanese segment back in the early days. Okay, when they also have Datsun and all that. Of course, I think one of the strong points about Nissan in Malaysia is that they have one great and strong single distributor, which is Tanchong. Okay, and once upon a time, I believe they do dominate the local scene. Okay, with a lot of good cars such as your X Trail, the Serena, which is still pretty popular right now, and of course Tiana. You have Safiro, and then of course the Datsun 130Y or 130Y. Okay, so I believe all this is due to their design, okay, which is pretty good, as well as the reliability. Okay, but what happened to the Nissan currently? If you have heard a lot of name I mentioned earlier, like Tiana and Safiro, this you don't hear it anymore. Okay, because Nissan Malaysia's local lineup is actually pretty limited right now. Okay, they're only left with the X-Trail, Serena, Navara, which is a pickup, and also an Almera, which is a very old car. I'm sorry about those, maybe of some of you who are watching the video, you have much more experience in life than me. My really first touch point with Nissan is actually around Almera's time. Okay, so all those older cars, I'm sorry, I don't know at all. But when I came out at the time, oh sorry, it was not Almera, it's actually the Latio or Latio, I don't know how you name that. But that to me actually that time Nissan was doing pretty okay. In fact I would consider Nissan when I wanted to buy a car at that time. But right now I don't think I will. Partly because they don't have much choice, and even if they have a choice, the vehicles just doesn't feel uh, good in terms of the technology that they offer compared to their competitors for some of the cars. Okay, and of course globally they're not doing really well. In fact, I think in the past few months I've read a lot that Nissan, they're doing a lot just to salvage from going bankrupt. Okay, they're cutting down production, they're cutting down overhead here and there just to keep the machine going. Okay, so I guess partly is due to that, or they have been growing comfortable with whatever cars that they have on hand. So they also forgot to come up with new things or new kind of design, and as well as a vehicle lineup for the rest of us. So that's why I guess Malaysia is only left with a few choice of cars. Their cars, of course, I don't think is the best looking in the market, at least not in Malaysia right now. Globally, they do have pretty darn good looking new Almeras coming up, as well as what other things, like Qashqai and all that kind of stuff. Some of them look pretty good, some of them look like a joke, okay, if you get my pun. Alright, and but I guess their cars are still pretty reliable. After all, they are still Nissan, still Japanese car, well known for their reliability. And in Malaysia, recently they did try to up their game through the subscription program, and of course some electric cars offering, which I think not many people in the automotive scene is able to offer. So they did that, and they also started with the subscription program, which I think is actually pretty well done. Of course, maybe Malaysia, the what you call that, the consumer base is still a little bit conservative. They will start calculating, especially some of the maybe in the city, they'll start calculating oh, I need to pay so much, you know, is it worthy? At the end of the day, I don't get the car and all that. But it's really dependent on you, what kind of you know, what kind of mindset you go into. Some people feel that cars is a hassle, you know, it's like a maybe like a phone. I want to change it every 2 or 3 years down the road, then subscription program is probably the best for you. Yeah, but then if you are those more traditional thinking, you just want something that at the end of the day is yours, then buying it probably be a better choice. Okay. Yep. And of course, I think, you know, it is not easy to go through with this subscription program, especially here. Probably we need to give it a few more years to just to get things running up. Okay, and probably by then this subscription kind of program will work very well. Okay, of course I wish to see go back to its glory days. And in my mind, what is actually special about Nissan, one thing I like is that in Japan it's actually still considered one of the very important brand that really represents Japan. Because if you actually been to Japan, you'll find that people will buy a Toyota or a Nissan. Because I'm a kind of a fan of a Honda sometimes, yeah. And when I went there last time, you know, and I walk around and I find that, hey, how come there's not much Honda around? You know, I asked my Japanese colleagues and hey, what are the brands that people actually really buy here in Japan? Nissan and Toyota. That's the answer. I mean, why not Honda? I guess maybe in the Japanese eyes, you know, those brands, the Toyota and Nissan really represent Japan and they really like it, or maybe the offering over there is really much better than what we have here. Yeah. And yeah, so they are the top 2 brands in Japan. And of course, I think it's one of the few, or maybe the only Japanese company that I know of is still under the ownership of a Western company. So you may well know that Nissan is actually under, I'm not saying under, but in a partnership with Renault. Yeah, so then after that, Nissan of course also bought Mitsubishi, now to become what is known as the Alliance, the 3 of them. Okay, and previously I did mention that earlier that now currently the whole company, okay, is still in some turbulent time, okay, because of their previous CEO Carlos Ghosn, okay, you know, went off with some scandal and here and there, and they are actually they are trying to turn around the company, but with the COVID-19 pandemic right now around the whole world, which actually also has affected all the car brands, I think that Nissan will have an even harder time trying to find their footing back in the automotive industry. Okay, it's gonna be a very challenging time for them. So, you know, I don't know how they're gonna go through it, but I do hope they do go through it. Okay. And then apart from that, they actually also a well-known brand that has, I think, been sought by many other brands out there. I mean, automotive brands. Okay, including the mother company of Mercedes-Benz, Daimler, Mitsubishi, of course, before they came on board. Then, of course, another brand called Ashok Leyland, okay, which is actually an Indian automotive brand, and companies such as Chevrolet as well. So, and also in terms of the product offering that they have. If we look at globally, okay, I would say that actually they are the closest to Toyota. Okay, maybe only not as successful and as huge as Toyota, because they have even things from like forklift to passenger cars, you know, your SUVs and all that, to pickups, okay, to vans, to even you know, the commercial vehicle. Of course, now that the commercial vehicle brand under the Nissan, which is called the UD, is no longer belonging to Nissan. Okay, it has already been sold to Volvo Trucks. Okay, and in the past year, now he has been apparently been sold to Isuzu. Okay, so and then the other thing is that also this brand Nissan is also another brand that likes to keep their lineup for very long. In fact, Almera, the Godzilla, okay, I mean the GTR 35, are both very old cars. Okay, they just do the facelift and all that. So not many brands out there that keep the I mean their vehicle platform for such a long time. All right. So for myself, what I really wish to see is Nissan to come back to its glory days, and I hope they actually change together with the automotive scenery as fast as their rivals, you know, because that's the only way to survive. Right now, their issue is actually they are just changing a bit too slow, adapting a bit too slow. Yeah, so the rivals are actually eating them up. Okay, I hope that once they go back to their glory days, then they can bring us gorgeous cars and good cars again. Just of course now right now it's a bit, you know, crappy, but when it first came out, it was kind of groundbreaking for that particular segment because of the space that they offer. Spacious car, okay, and of course amazing sports car like the 180SX, the Silver S15, the Godzilla to consumers again. Although there were already smile shots of the replacement of the 370Z, the 400Z, or the Z. Okay, so you know, I wish that Nissan can go back to their glory days. Okay, so guys, what do you think of my opinion of Nissan? Okay, do you agree with me? Okay, if you agree, please give me a like, a comment, you know, and also share my video out. Remember to subscribe to Tons and Speed as well. That's the most important, okay, because subscribing to us, you keep us motivated to give you more videos. Of course, if you don't like my videos, okay, you find me a bit too boring, let me know. You know, maybe one day I can become a version 2.0, a facelift version of myself. Okay, guys, thank you for watching and keep subscribing to Tons and Speed. See you in the next video.